Good morning, everyone. Brian Hoops here with Midwest Market Solutions. This is Market Insider TV. This is our opening commentary. It's Tuesday morning, June the 10th. Good morning, everyone. Hope you are off to a great start this morning. Beautiful day where we're at. Hopefully it is where you're at. And looking forward to today's trade activity. Let's look at the overnight markets here first of all, and we'll talk about some of the fundamentals. Dollar index a little softer along with natural gas. Crude oil a little bit firmer here once again. We're getting some follow-through buying after the technical breakout from last week. Stock market is firmer but off of overnight session highs. And in the grains, we're fractionally lower in the corn. Beans a little bit firmer here, led by bean oil, which is showing some strength. Maybe some optimism of commentaries and negotiations between the U.S. and China, which we haven't really heard anything other than President Trump making a comment that China is a tough negotiator, but they're making progress, and the wheat is 3 to 4.5 cents weaker in our night session. So as we begin our morning session in here, I want you to follow us on Twitter and check out our website, MidwestMarketSolutions.com, where you can sign up for our text message service, as well as our Twitter feeds and all the information you need to stay on top of it, including our daily newsletter that has already gone out earlier this morning to clients. The weather maps here from NOAA, they're bearish as far as corn and soybeans go. We saw a big sell-off yesterday off of these weather maps, and really not much of a change to these maps from yesterday. Above normal temperatures and normal to above normal moisture, that's nearly ideal for the crops and their development. Yesterday afternoon's crop progress conditions report, corn conditions up 2% to 71, good to excellent. Last year we were at 74. Iowa is by far the best rated crop at 85% good to excellent. Minnesota 77. And then we get into Missouri, which is about 75. And Illinois, which is normally rated as high or very similar to Iowa, is 68% good to excellent. Indiana 69. Those are some improvement. Indiana's a big improvement, 5% from a week ago, as they have dried out a little bit. And in the western part, Nebraska 69, South Dakota 64, North Dakota 61. It's Iowa that's really carrying the load of these corn condition ratings, which not as good as last year, but are showing signs of improving, and I think will continue to improve. Now, soybean conditions, they're up 1 at 68% good to excellent compared to a week ago. Last year we were 72, 73% good to excellent. Iowa again is at 80% good to excellent. Missouri improved to 75. Minnesota is 73. Wisconsin 79. But if you look at Illinois, they didn't improve much last week. That's given us a little reason to bounce in here. They're only 59 good to excellent. Indiana 67. And then you have like the Dakotas of North Dakota 66, South Dakota 59, Nebraska 66%. And spring wheat conditions, they improved from last week, 3% to 53, good to excellent. And last year we were 72. Winter wheat conditions are now 54 versus 52 last week and 47 last year. Our harvest progress is very slow at this point in time. Texas is by far the leader at 40% done with, but Oklahoma is only 5%. Missouri's at 2%. Really haven't done any other wheat harvest to speak of. It's only 4% done nationwide, and most of that, as I said, is out of Texas. So best spring wheat conditions are in Minnesota at 90% good to excellent. North Dakota 57. They're our number one producing state. Spring wheat in South Dakota 61. In Montana is only 25% good to excellent. Very poor crop there. For this year. Coming up on Thursday, we have a supply-demand report at 11 o'clock. Corn ending stocks estimated at 1.392 billion. That's a tightening balance sheet from last month of about 20 million bushels or so, 25 million on increased exports. Ending stocks for the new crop marking year at 1.792. Soybean stocks at 350 million, unchanged from last month, and new crop stocks at 298. While wheat stocks estimated to be 842 million, this is in the old crop, with new crop stocks at 924. We'll also have wheat production numbers updated, and we're looking at a little bit larger all-wheat production crop at 1.924 billion bushels, up about 8 million from a month ago. This week's cattle facts show list, it's up 4,200 head, total of 223,000 head. Not a terrible, heavy show list number by any stretch of imagination. These are very manageable numbers. Cash is called steady to higher once again. Cutouts, jumped higher yesterday. That's a good sign that will improve these Packer margins unless we really pay out the nose through the cash markets again this week. Have a great day. Good luck. Good trading. This has been Brian Hoops.